Now it is with great pleasure that I introduce Ed Flemma for our second candidate to a 5-year term.
Hey guys, just give me a second to pass out something. I want to talk to you, so hopefully, yeah.
You're going to talk over here.
That clicks it. Thanks. This clicker's idiot-proof, if you don't. Be in good shape. Everybody, my name is Ed Flemma, and I'm running for a school board, and I'm here to ask for your vote. A little bit about me. I was born and raised in Utica, New Hartford. Born in St. Eves. I went to Roosevelt for kindergarten and Blessed Sacrament for first and second grade, where my parents then moved. My sister and I was back there. My wife, unfortunately, couldn't be here. She goes to college at night, so this is a big night for her. My sister says we moved here in 1969. I say 1970, but who knows? All right, but it was third grade. It was third grade at Oxford Road. Okay. It's important to note that my parents moved here because of the school system. You know, we didn't have much money, and they both worked into their 70s in order for Terry and I to go to school here. And it's actually why I came back to the area. So all these great accolades Hartford continues to get is the reason I credit my success. My parents, obviously, my family, my community. But that's why we moved here. I graduated in 1979. So that'll date me. And after that, I went into the business and traveled around the world. Spent a lot of time here in the States and traveled all around the world, working in the oil field actually. Started driving trucks back and forth to oil field locations, worked on oil rigs, and then worked my way up through management. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. My wife's Lori. We met in 2002. Together we have 6 kids. We've got one left at the house. Eddie, who's back there, he's in second grade at Bradley. The 19-year-old graduated in 2012 in New Hartford, and we just kicked her out of the house 2 weeks ago. She got her dental assistance certificate, or whatever it is she got, and off she went to get a job, and she's on her own, off the payroll. It's great. And again, my son Eddie's in second grade. About Eddie, in 2005, he was diagnosed severely autistic and mentally retarded. We were living in New Mexico, and they had nothing there to help him. They were wonderful people. His IEP, which is something that's a plan for kids with handicaps, said speech when available. Okay? I mean, they're just great folks, but they didn't have anything. So I got on the phone and on the web and started looking, UCP, Promise Program, all that stuff. Called New Hartford to say, hey guys, what's going on? Mr. Alano there said, Ed, come on, we got what he needs. And today he's mainstreamed after kindergarten, after the UCP program, kindergarten, first grade, and so he's mainstreamed. He's on the very lowest end of the spectrum now, instead of the very highest end of the spectrum. So that's what this community and this school system has done for me and my family. And that's why I'm running, to give back with some of the experiences that I've had and skills. Here's why. Okay, you know, I don't want to talk a lot about this, but budget management. We've got a lot of experience with budget management and budget developments within a quality service delivery that is very similar to New Hartford schools and delivering the quality that we expect as taxpayers here in our education that I got, that your kids are getting, that my son and my daughter got here as well. But you know, there's things that a manager that I had that was really great told me. One of them was, you know, Eddie, look, good habits are learned in bad times, and bad habits are learned in good times regarding financial accountability stuff. And I'm here to tell you that I know how to keep the belt tightened even in the good times and still maintain a quality level of education. Okay. Community service, look, I've always tried to do that. Since I've been back and just helping out with the kid and doing a little coaching, I'm trying to get out into the community. At St. John's Catechist, the Board of Religious Education there, teaching kids within the New Hartford system, the Spartan Strength and Speed program. We had 300 kids through there. My time, about 40 hours a week for 2 years. Anyway, look, it goes on. Board member here, board member there. The one thing I will highlight, though, and it'll come up later, is that I had an opportunity to be on the Board of Education in Luanda, Angola, West Africa, where security, has been mentioned, is really the first line of thinking for everything that you do. So this is really an area where I've got some real expertise. The first thing you can bet that, if you like me, is that there's a couple of things associated with continuing to deliver a quality product, our kids, our education. One of those is you have to have a management team that has clear direction, concise policy directed from the board, and that is implemented fairly and consistently throughout the schools, with every kid, with every parent, okay? And holding the administration accountable to those policy implementations, budget efficiencies, all the things that are associated with it. We have to demand and expect that results continue to come in. And it looks like, from a budget perspective and from an education perspective, we're on track. But keeping an eye on that stuff and asking the right questions and not just patting each other on the back all the time is something that is absolutely necessary from a board. Okay, I support a budget calendar that includes you. It includes input from the community. There's always a lot of confusion about, well, what's in it, what's on it, why is the taxes going up, all this stuff. We need to include more of the community and our teachers and staff in the budget development, okay? Obviously, lobbying for fair distribution of government funds is part of the job as a Board of Education. You've got to be out there, visible, and make sure that we're getting what we got coming to us regarding funding, okay? Teacher and staff support. To continue, it's very difficult to expect the same result in what we do here in New Hartford if we double our class size. We can't expect that as citizens. We just can't do it, okay? We have to support our teachers in an appropriate way, and the staff in an appropriate way, with their resources, with their equipment, in order to maintain the level of quality that we have. Thereby, getting the community more involved with what's going on in the budget development process will hopefully alleviate some of those things. Okay? That's not to say we manage with an open checkbook, but we must continue to support the front line, or we can expect not as good results. That's all there is to it. Okay? The thing about the teachers, and my opponent mentioned that APPR is professional performance review, okay? And this is something that's just brand new. I'm trying to get these acronyms straight. There's a lot of them that I'm trying to get familiar with. And there's real anxiety within the teacher base associated with implementing this evaluation system, because it goes back to the Common Core initiative, which I hope everybody understands what it is. It's basically teaching to a standardized test, okay? And there's a lot of anxiety about these new evaluations. I've got a lot of experience in developing evaluations, new evaluations, with new programs coming in the business that I was in. They have to be fair, they have to be consistent, and things are going to have to change on each one's evaluation in order to roll up. We can't evaluate an AP teacher to a standardized test like we evaluate a regular classroom teacher, for example. And that's some of the anxiety that's out there. And our teachers deserve somebody that understands what they're thinking about and be able to develop a good evaluation system for them. Safety and security. As a board member in Luanda, Angola, that was the first thing on our mind. We do not need an armed guard every 100 meters around our school. We don't need a 10-foot concrete wall with concertina wire around it, But here's what we need. We need a mindset of safety and security first. And I understand that we're now talking about it, since I've been bringing this up, and platforms outside of this one and venues. But did anybody have any trouble getting in here tonight? I didn't. At 6:30, I walked right through the front of the high school. No security, no hall monitor. I walked all the way around the bottom of the high school and had free reign of the school. Anybody could have read where there's a board meeting tonight in Hartford. Let's go. Furthermore, in a letter that was put out today, coincidentally, referring to security, since I've been talking about it, it says that the custodians are trained to find anything suspicious looking. Well, if I'm a terrorist, I assure you, I got a little one-up on a custodian. Okay? The other thing disturbing about this that's put out today about the school is that there's some actual falsehoods in it. It says, as of January 2013, a security camera with recording devices was installed at the entrance of Bradley Elementary School. Literally, that camera was installed last night. As we left a meeting, the maintenance department was putting it in. It's great that they're doing it. And it's great that they're doing it because we're talking about it, but they put it in last night. Okay? Not at the beginning of the year. So I don't know. The other thing that's disturbing about this is that it's written by and referenced by Pete Alvanos, who is our athletic coordinator. I've listened to Mr. Alvanos in many forums recently describe how busy he is with 64 interscholastic sports. And all that entails, 93 coaches. He's busy, busy, busy. And he's also our safety coordinator. Okay? That kind of gives you a perspective of what we're thinking about security and safety in our schools. When we build brand new facilities, the Science Center, it's a beautiful building. It's all glass. It's all glass. If somebody wants to get in, they're going to get in. Okay? So these are bus routes. You know, have we analyzed every route to minimize the risk for our kids? Not only exposure from bad things happening, but just traffic. I don't know, maybe we have. There's a lot of things that are left unturned, and quite frankly, if this is what we've done, it's definitely not enough for the year 2013. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, we need some change associated, especially with this aspect of our children's safety and security. I've got that experience. I bring that proactive mindset to the board, and if nothing else, we've got them talking already. That's the good news. They're already talking about safety and security now since we've been bringing it up in our campaign, and that's a wonderful thing. So we've made a difference and you haven't even elected me yet. So I would appreciate your vote to continue the good work, and I respectfully ask for it on May 21st on Tuesday. Thank you very much, everybody.